You do not rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. And habits in your life are the actual systems. So if you fix your habits, then you fix your life. Today we're going through 101 habits that will improve your discipline, your mindset, your success, your productivity, your health, your focus, your success, your drive, your discipline, your identity. Some habits take 5 seconds, others might take longer. So grab a notebook and take some notes. Let's get right into it. Discipline in action, habits 1 through 20. Habit 1, make your bed every single morning. Habit 2, wake up at the same time every day. Sleep at the same time every single day. Habit 3, take a cold shower occasionally. This stimulates blood flow and makes you feel alive. Habit 4, do the hardest task first. This goes for literally anything in life. Habit 5, follow the 2-minute rule. From productivity expert David Allen. If it takes less than 2 minutes, do it right now. Habit 6, finish what you start. Small things pile up in your mind. It might not seem like much, but over time it takes a toll on you. Habit 7, keep promises to yourself. They matter way more than promises to others, yet we cheat on them the most. Habit 8, set a daily non-negotiable. For me, this is responding to my community, meditating, journaling, reading, being grateful, gym, and at least 1 to 2 sessions of deep work every single day. Habit 9, stop snoozing your alarm. I used to do that every single morning, but it's just stupid. It is useless, it doesn't serve a purpose. You either sleep for real and set no alarm, or you get straight out of bed and get moving. Don't start your day off as a lazy procrastinator. Habit 10, track your habits. Track what you missed and what you did. Your win streaks, your workout intervals, track everything. If it is measured, you can optimize it. Habit 11, plan tomorrow the night before. You don't need a whole day plan, just a few main things and when you're gonna do them. Habit 12, set deadlines for yourself. If you procrastinate like I used to, set immediate deadlines that are tight and short, which force you to focus. Habit 13, practice delayed gratification. Work, reward, work, reward. Never reward yourself before doing actual work. Always earn your vices. Habit 14, work even when you don't feel motivated. Don't tie your emotions to work. Your emotional state should in no way affect how much and how well you work. Habit 15, reduce decision fatigue. Stop thinking and doing at the same time. First think and plan and then do and take action. Create a system around the thing that you are gonna do and then just stop thinking and take action. Habit 16, keep your environment clean. Anything from your bathroom to your room to your house to your desk. Your environment is a reflection of your internal mental state. A messy environment is going to drain your energy. A clean environment is going to give you energy. Habit 17, avoid unnecessary excuses. You have to be real with yourself. If you messed up, you messed up. Own up to it. Take responsibility for your own life, for your own habits, and for your own actions. Others will respect you for that as well. Habit 18, show up consistently. I mean, this is pretty simple, but it will do more for you than you believe it can. Consistency is key. Habit 19, do one uncomfortable thing daily. Something that will make you proud once it's done. The hard work, the deep work, going for a run. Doing something hard rewires your reward system so that everything else in your day becomes easier. Habit 20, focus on discipline over motivation. Motivation is temporary, discipline is forever. Motivation comes and it goes, and sometimes it's more, sometimes it's less. But discipline is deep within who you are. Discipline is directly tied to your identity, and your identity creates your actions. If you're enjoying this video and want more depth into discipline specifically, I have something for you at the end of this video. So stick till the end and let's get into mindset and growth. Habits 21 through 40. Habit 21, read every day. Fiction, non-fiction books, self-improvement books, novels, short stories, whatever it is, doesn't matter. It is much deeper than the contents you are actually reading, and it's more about the actual skill of reading. When you're reading a book, you are absorbing the whole life experience, the whole knowledge and skill set of the author in just 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or however long it takes you to finish. Now, reading is a whole topic for another video, but just start reading. Now, reading is the one habit that is going to change your life. It makes you into a whole different person, and it upgrades your self-image. Habit 22, reframe failure as lessons. Stop getting angry and blaming everybody when something goes wrong. Stop blaming circumstances, just blame yourself, take responsibility, think, sit down, and learn from your mistakes. You can only succeed if you've failed 1,000 times at the minimum. People think you can succeed without failing, and they view failure as something negative. But failure is just as important as success. It is normal, it is what you need, and it is unavoidable. Failure is a lesson, not a setback. Habit 23, ask better questions. Ask more questions, people will like you for it. If you want the right answers, you need to ask the right questions. The more questions you ask, the more you're actually interested in the people you're speaking to, the more they will actually like you. People like talking about themselves, so if you ask them the right questions, you're giving them space to open up about themselves. Habit 24, practice gratitude. Take out a notebook and write down all the things you are grateful for. Be specific. What is vague is ignored. First of all, if you're not grateful for what you have now, you will not be satisfied with what you get tomorrow. And also, how can God give you more to be grateful for if you are not grateful for what you already have? Habit 25, assume responsibility. Stop running away from problems. Face them now. Keep your cortisol low. Don't stress over meaningless things. Realize that everything is your fault, which is a very good thing, because if it's your fault, you can fix it. If it's somebody else's fault, then you can't fix it and it is out of your control. So make everything your fault so you can go and fix it and improve your life. Habit 26, stop comparing yourself to others. Comparison is the thief of joy. You know that, yet you still compare yourself every single day. And that is probably because of social media. Every single day, you see thousands of examples of how your life could be. So actually deleting social media is a very effective way to stop comparing yourself. And as a result, you will be happier and more productive. Habit 27, focus on progress, not perfection. If you chase perfection, you end up getting nothing. We emphasize this a lot in our community. Take one step at a time, keep moving forward, understand your biggest weak points, improve them every single day, get 1% better every day. Stop trying to be perfect. Just let the chips fall where they may. Start now, take the few steps, and as long as you are progressing and moving towards your goal, you will get there. It doesn't matter how long, it just matters that you will. Habit 28, learn something new weekly. It doesn't matter what it is. This could be juggling, this could be reading, this could be cinematography, this could be learning how to surf. It doesn't really matter. A skill is a skill. And the more you learn new things, the more you learn new skills, the more your brain gets better at learning. And the best skill of all, the best skill you can have, is learning how to learn. If you can learn very quickly and get very good at things very fast, you're already in the top 1%. Habit 29, think long-term. Short-term thinking equals anxiety, which spikes your cortisol. So instead, think long-term, widen your time horizon. Success is not built in weeks, it's not built in months. It is built in decades. Chances are the most successful people out there have been working at their craft for decades. And also, if it doesn't matter in 2 years, it shouldn't matter right now. Habit 30, seek feedback. Always seek feedback from anybody. You can learn from good examples and bad examples. You can learn from successful people and average people. Successful people teach you about the life you want to live and work towards, and average people show you exactly the life you don't want to live. So always have the student mindset, never stop learning. Always seek feedback. Habit 31, challenge negative thoughts. Positive thinking is always going to win, and sometimes negative thoughts come in. Self-doubt, anxiety, overthinking. What if I fail? What if this doesn't work out? What if I'm not able to get to my goal? As soon as you get these negative thoughts, push them aside and train your mind, program your mind to always think positive. Remember that your life is always headed in the direction of your strongest thought. If your strongest thought is positive, it is successful, and it is very uplifting and empowering, then that is the life you are going to live. Habit 32, celebrate small wins. Surround yourself with people who do. Make it a habit to celebrate wins, no matter how small, with your friends and family. It is something we've lost in today's society, but it is so important. Celebrate small wins. Habit 33, adopt a beginner's mindset. There will always be somebody who's better than you at what you do. You are never the top in anything. And if you're the best person in a room, you're probably in the wrong room. It should be your objective to always be the worst in any room, because that is when you learn the most. Habit 34, stay curious. This landed me so many opportunities. The world is interesting, let it be interesting. Opportunities can come from anywhere. Habit 35, learn from people better than you. You need to drop your ego aside. Once you think you know everything, just remember and remind yourself that you don't. You can never know everything. Always have the student mindset. Always keep learning, because that's when you keep winning. As soon as you think you know everything, you know nothing, and you will lose. Habit 36, replace complaints with solutions. Complaining is pointless and it doesn't help you in any way. Just remember that. In a tough situation, don't complain, just find a solution. Habit 37, journal your thoughts. How many times have you had a great idea, a life-changing thought, but then an hour later you forget completely? The most important thoughts, the greatest thoughts you have, come at the most unexpected moments. And those are the thoughts that can change your life, so write them down. Habit 38, reflect before reacting. When you are angry, don't respond. When you are sad, don't decide. When you are happy, don't promise. Always take a moment to reflect before you come to a decision. And when you do make a decision, stick firm with it and be ready to face the consequences, whether that's good or bad. Habit 39, practice optimism. Life is good, bro. Smile. Optimism is a skill that you train. Happiness is a habit that you practice. Things could always be worse. Even though you might not realize it right now, you are in the middle of everything you used to pray for. And in 3 years, you're going to be in the middle of everything you are now praying for. Life is good, bro. It keeps getting better. Smile in the face of adversity. Habit 40, become a lifelong student. Learning is one of my crafts. It is one of my biggest life's purpose and mission. To learn, to understand, to get better every single day, to seek wisdom and test the limits of the human mind. That is the most fulfilling purpose you can have, to get better and to seek self-mastery. So comment down below if you're actually taking notes. Only the top 1% will actually be taking notes and implementing these habits into their daily life. And 99% of people will push this off like they do everything else. Now let's get into identity and self-respect. Habits 41 through 55. Habit 41, vote for the person you want to become. Every action you take is a vote for the person you're becoming. If you read one page, that is a vote for being a reader. If you go to the gym, that is a vote for being fit. Small actions shape your identity more than you think. And that is why habits are so important. Habit 42, act like your future self. To get there, you must already be there. Listen to that again. To get there, you must already be there. And when I say get there, I mean to get there physically, in real life, you must already be there mentally. You can only have what you already have. You can only physically have what you already mentally have. The universe will only give you what you already have. So first, to get the life you want, to achieve the success you want, the freedom you want, and all the goals that you want to achieve, you need to mentally practice being that person, the version of you who has those things right now in this very present moment. Habit 43, keep your word. Habit 44, dress with intention. Dress like you are in a movie, as if you are going somewhere. The way you see yourself is the way others will see you. And dressing properly is a good way to raise your self-image. Habit 45, speak only positively about yourself. If you don't talk positively about yourself, then who will? How do you expect to get to your goals if your self-talk is negative? If you want to change your identity, first change your self-talk. Habit 46, build confidence through action. The only thing that builds confidence is building evidence. Creating evidence that you are that person. You don't become confident through watching videos or dreaming. You become confident by taking action. Habit 47, define your personal values. What are your values and what you want out of life? Take out a journal and write these things down. What are the things you cannot live without? What are the things that matter most to you? What are your highest personal values? And how do you want your life to look like in 5 years? Habit 48, protect your reputation. This doesn't mean caring about what others think or worrying about judgment, but this means never acting publicly or privately against your moral values. Habit 49, be somebody who finishes things. You need to go all the way in. The only way you can fail is if you quit. As long as you stay in the game, you will give yourself enough time to get lucky. I have been posting videos on social media for 3 years now. I could have quit at any time and said this is not for me. I had months of low views, months of no results. And actually there was one whole year where I didn't see any results even though I was putting in a lot of work. The only way you can lose is if you stop playing. Habit 50, keep your standards high. This goes for who you choose as a partner, who you choose as friends, the goals that you set for yourself. You need to think very big. Aim as high as possible. High standards will change your life. Habit 51, say no more often. This is not rude, this is self-respect. Habit 52, develop self-awareness. This comes through journaling. Journaling creates self-awareness, and it allows you to keep evolving as a person emotionally. Rather than just being narrow-minded, you can train the skill of emotional intelligence and self-awareness. Habit 53, do the right thing even if nobody's watching. Live like there's a film crew following you around everywhere you go. Live like you are constantly in the spotlight. Be kind, hold yourself to a high standard. Be a person of character and wisdom. Do the hard work you've been avoiding. Work hard, be honest. Do what you say and mean what you say. Habit 54, focus on becoming, not having. Material items and success is something that is not going to fulfill you. It might make you happy for a couple of moments, but it does not bring lasting joy. Having these nice material luxury items is not necessary, it is just a nice to have. The person you become is way more important. Habit 55, build an identity around growth. Grow, learn, share, create, and conquer. Focus in deep work. Habits 56 through 70. Habit 56, silence unnecessary notifications. Habit 57, time block your day. Make yourself actively unavailable to unimportant things. Habit 58, work in focused sprints. Use Pomodoro, 90-minute timers. Work with full focus and then take a proper break. Habit 59, always single task instead of multitasking. Habit 60, keep your phone out of reach. Habit 61, create a distraction-free workspace. Habit 62, prioritize your top 3 tasks. Habit 63, schedule deep work sessions. Habit 64, avoid context switching. This is different than multitasking. This is not doing multiple tasks at once. This is just switching constantly between one task and the next. And this is probably even worse than multitasking. Habit 65, set clear goals and intentions before working. No direction means you go nowhere. Habit 66, use website or screen time blockers. I use ScreenZen for my phone. I have a brick over here that blocks the most distracting apps, and I use Unhook for YouTube. Habit 67, take intentional breaks. Habit 68, protect your peak energy hours. Habit 69, finish important work before entertainment. Habit 70, review your priorities daily. Time management, habits 71 through 82. Habit 71, plan your week. Not just your day, but your week. A lot of unexpected things can happen in a single week. That is why you need to take out a journal just like this and plan for those moments. Plan for the uncertainties. Create a system around what you need to do, how long it is going to take for you to complete your most important tasks, and always doing the hardest work first. Because the more you push off the big tasks, the needle-moving tasks, the high output things, the more friction builds up between you and the things you need to do. So instead of waiting for friction to build up, do the hardest tasks right now. I always like to front load my day with the hardest, most highest needle moving things so that I don't waste much time on unimportant things. Habit 72, use a calendar. This might sound old school, but as days fly by, it is very important to know and realize what you are spending most of your time on and how quickly the rest of your goals and deadlines are actually arriving. It is good not just to have goals, but to put deadlines behind them. Writing a statement like I will achieve X result by doing Y action in Z time. Habit 73, audit your screen time. One of the biggest distractions that I've seen with the people that I work with is screen time. It is digital distractions. It is your phone. It is social media. So auditing your screen time is going to help you have more awareness about how you use your phone. And the more awareness you have, the easier it's going to be to cut down your screen time. Think about this: 4 hours spent on your phone every single day. It might not seem like much, but in a 60-year time frame, that is the equivalent of 10 full years being on your phone. Now think about what you could do in that time. So once a week, once a month, or just once in your lifetime, audit your screen time. Be super honest with yourself about how many hours you spend on your phone, what you actually do on your phone, how many times you pick up your phone throughout the day, to understand where your time is going and where it is wasted. Habit 74, batch similar tasks. There is shallow work and there is deep work. Shallow work is admin tasks, unimportant tasks that don't really move the needle. You need to batch all of these together so they don't take up too much of your time. You can save yourself a lot of time by batching shallow work, and also batch the deep work. All of the highest leveraged, most important things you can do for your life, for your business, for your success, batch those things together and do them at once. Habit 75, follow the 80-20 principle. 80% of the results you will get are going to come from 20% of the actions you take, and 20% of the results you get are going to come from 80% of the actions you take. This means that most actions are not as important as you might think. Find out what are the few things, the few tasks that make the biggest difference in my business, in my life, in my physique, in any goal that I have. Find that 20% and give it 80% of your attention. Habit 76, set time limits for tasks. This is not to stress you out, but this is just to realize that you could be doing things a lot more efficiently. If you give yourself 3 days to complete a task, it's going to take 3 days. If you give yourself 3 weeks to complete a task, it is going to take 3 weeks. To become faster and more efficient, set yourself shorter time limits for the tasks you already do. Habit 77, arrive early. Being late is rude, but it happens. We've all been late a couple of times. But if you are constantly late, that is a whole different thing. Being late once or twice is okay, but being late consistently is disrespectful. It's disrespectful to you, to others, to yourself, to your goals, to your values. And the way you do anything is the way you do everything. If you can't even show up on time, how do you expect to scale your business, to achieve the physique that you want, and to become a millionaire? Habit 78, stop procrastinating small tasks. Remember that 2-minute rule we talked about? If it takes less than 2 minutes, do it now. So start the laundry cycle, vacuum your room, clean your desk, make your bed, brush your teeth. Don't let small tasks go unfinished, because these will then become open loops. Open loops are things like the bill unpaid, conversations unfinished, the thing you wanted to start but you didn't start, the person you wanted to talk to but you didn't talk to, the conversation you avoided, the deep work you didn't do, the chore you missed, the thing you wanted to do but you didn't do. All of these things are open loops, and open loops, they actually drain your mental energy. Without even realizing it, they create mental friction. So close these open loops so you can free up your mind. Habit 79, create morning routines. This has been a game changer for me for such a long time. You don't need a 5-hour morning routine. You just need something simple and consistent that you can stick to forever. Now, what I'm talking about is just a couple of habits done in the morning that set you up for a successful day. My morning routine goes like this. I wake up, I freshen up, I wash my face, I read for 30 minutes, I meditate for 15 minutes, and then I stretch, I say things I'm grateful for, and I pray as well. My whole morning routine takes about an hour, and then after the morning routine, I get straight to deep work. Habit 80, create evening routines. I call this a wind down routine, and it really helps prevent burnout. And it also helps you optimize your sleep so you can sleep better, and as we know, sleep helps you in every way. Sleep helps you focus, it helps you perform, it helps you be more disciplined. The top high performers, they prioritize sleep. So for my evening routine, I will turn off all screens, put away all devices. I will read for 30 minutes, one of my favorite books. I will journal and plan tomorrow today. I will name things that I am grateful for, and then I will go to sleep. Habit 81, schedule recovery time. No recovery equals no growth. This works with muscles, this works with your brain, this works with basically anything in life. Habit 82, measure where your time goes. Health and energy. Habits 83 through 95. Habit 83. Walk every single day. After meals is a great time to walk. It helps you digest and feel better. Walking in the morning for sunlight is good for your circadian rhythm, and it helps you fall asleep better at night. It's also a great way to start your day. And also, when you walk without your phone. The more options you have, the more you will do. When you walk without your phone, without anything, the only option you have is just to walk. If you have your phone in your pocket, then you have another option. Now you could walk and check your phone. Now you could walk and scroll. So when you walk, limit your options and leave any distraction behind. Habit 84, strength train regularly. This is very important for longevity, for better sleep, for better performance. You cannot optimize your brain and your focus if you're not optimizing your health and your body. Strength training is amazing. You could do calisthenics, you could do martial arts, you could do regular weightlifting. There are so many options to train your strength, to train your body. Habit 85, prioritize sleep. Without a doubt, this is probably the most important habit in this whole list. If you're one of those people who think it's cool to sleep 5 hours a night, you have this grind set, the grind mentality of, work 16 hours a day, sleep 5 hours a night, then you are setting yourself up for burnout. Sure, you could do that for a couple of weeks, but not sleeping enough, not sleeping well enough, is going to take a toll on you over time. It is not cool to sleep on sleep. Prioritize sleep and your life will improve so much. Optimal sleep equals optimal focus, optimal recovery, equals better dopamine regulation. When you sleep better, you are less prone to distraction as well. So just sleep more and sleep better. And also sleep and wake up at the same time every day. Habit 86, drink more water. Especially if you're exercising, you're doing a lot of physically intensive tasks throughout the day, you need water to hydrate. And a lot of us are actually chronically dehydrated. Water is essential. Drink more of it. Habit 87. Eat more protein with meals. This is not just for muscles, but it is also for your brain function. In most modern diets, people don't have enough protein. Habit 88, get morning sunlight. This is a game changer. And I understand that depending on where you live, it's not going to be sunny every single day. But when it is sunny, please go outside. First thing in the morning, get morning sunlight. Morning sunlight straight into your eyes is the best way to start your day. Habit 89, stretch every single day. This is something I've recently started to implement. This is a moment where I just kind of do nothing, I reset, and it just feels great. All of the tension you have in your mind, the mental tension, it can be easily released if you just stretch properly. The more you stretch, the less mental tension you have. And it just feels really good. And it's not about going overboard, it's just about being consistent. The best habit out there is the one you can stick to for 10 years. Habit 90, improve your posture. Body language is everything. Your self-image and your identity is actually a byproduct of the way your body is. If you have confident posture, you will feel more confident. If you have relaxed posture, you will be more relaxed. But if your posture is poor and tense, you're gonna feel unconfident. You're gonna feel like you lack something. You're gonna feel more stressed, more overwhelmed. So if you wanna actually change your mental state, you can do that quite simply by changing your body language. This is actually very overlooked. Most of us are sitting most of the day. Whether that is working or studying or whatever that might be, most of us are just sitting all the time. So buy a proper, comfortable, ergonomic chair. Do not slouch when you are sitting. Keep your neck straight. You can even get one of those standing desks that help you improve your posture. And when you stand up straight and tall without forcing your shoulders back or slouching your back. Habit 91, limit ultra-processed foods. Every time you pick up something in the supermarket, this is gonna take an extra 10 seconds. Just flip over the item and read the ingredients. What you eat is your health, and your health is your wealth. Habit 92, take movement breaks. After recording this very long video, I'm gonna stand up and take a movement break. I'm gonna do some stretching. You can even do some lymphatic hops. This is where you just bounce on your tiptoes and just shake your body. This gets your blood flowing, it helps your mind focus, and it's a very good reset point. Habit 93, practice proper breathing. Breathe in through your nose very deeply, and exhale through your mouth. Just 5 reps of these deep breaths is going to reset your nervous system, and it's going to make you feel so relaxed and so calm. A lot of the times you're breathing way more shallow than you intend to. So practice breathing deeply, consistently. When you are stressed, breathe. When you are happy, just breathe. When you are sad, breathe. Just breathe. Practice mindful breathing every single day, and also practice deep belly breathing. Not only breathing deeply, but also putting your hand on your belly and feeling as you breathe in, as you inhale, feel your hand move forward as your belly is expanding. And as you exhale, feel it returning to its natural state. Breathing is the bridge to controlling your nervous system. Habit 94, reduce excessive sugar consumption. Change the way you consume sugar. Go for more natural sources like fruit or honey instead of, processed sugars like sweets and desserts and candy bars. I used to eat so many sweets, and there's just something about that just spikes your dopamine, and you just get this sugar rush and then you crash again. Eating a lot of sugars is bad for a number of reasons. For your focus, for your dopamine, for your self-control, for your health as well. So if you just reduce excessive sugar consumption, your life will improve. You will be healthier, you will be more focused, and you'll be more disciplined. Habit 95, exercise even when you are busy. You need to be exercising at least 5 times a week. This doesn't mean training really hard every single day, but even on the days you don't train, even on your rest days, you should still move. You should still have active rest and recovery days, right? Even if you're off the gym, it doesn't mean you should just sit down all day. Instead, find some time to go for a walk. Find some time to go for a run, to do some stretching, to do a light active workout. Exercise for me is just as important as my professional and my physical work. You see, when I don't exercise, when I don't go to the gym, when I don't exert myself physically, I just feel negative. I just feel I'm in my head, I overthink, and my mental health is just not optimized. Exercising gets me in this positive mental state. It helps me feel better. And you just get this wave of real and natural dopamine. And it just makes you feel so good. Yesterday was my rest day, but I still went for a run. And after that, I felt so good. And I know because I've skipped one too many workouts. And skipping workouts just doesn't feel good. It might feel like a relief right now, like a current relief, because you're avoiding the hard work, but the relief is very short term and outlived. And what you're left with is regret and guilt. So do the hard work now, rest later. So if you're enjoying this kind of video, which is kind of different than the videos I usually do, then subscribe to this channel, like this video, and comment if this is something you want to see more of. This was really fun to make, so just let me know. Success multipliers. Habits 96 through 101. Habit number 96. Invest in yourself, invest in your growth, and know that anything you invest will return in some form or the other. I mean, me personally, I've invested thousands of dollars into coaches and mentorships. And those are arguably one of the best investments I ever made into my personal life, my personal development, my mindset, my identity, my business knowledge, my professional skill set. The reason why you aren't where you want to be is just because you don't have the knowledge and the skill set of the version of yourself who has those things. To get to the next step, you need to upgrade your knowledge, your experience, your skills, and the way to do that is through education. And nowadays, most education is online anyway. Habit 97, save a percentage of your income. Always allocate a certain percentage of what you receive every single month and either save it or invest it. That is how you build wealth over time. Habit 98, network internationally. This is not just your close circle or your friends or your family, but actually go to networking events. Go to places, events, and communities where you can meet new people. You've probably heard this before. You've definitely heard this before. Your network is your net worth. Just by knowing the right people, you can get access to different circles, to many opportunities, and to the life you know you want to live. Networking is a skill that you practice that can easily change your life. Habit 99, take out a notebook and review your goals every single month. Doing a monthly review is very good for your identity. It reminds you of how far you've come, all the progress that you've made, and it just reminds you of your why. During the tough times, during the hard times, during the times where you feel self-doubt and confusion, you need to remind yourself of the why. You know, why you started, of your purpose, of your mission, of the things that drive you. Because a lot of the times we are going to forget, and that is when the goals feel out of reach. That is when you lose hope, and that is when you start to doubt yourself. So tracking every single thing in your life, tracking your goals specifically every single month is the key to success. It is going to change your life so much. Ever since I started using my notebook for everything that I do, everything changed. You just feel the progress, you feel the advancements, and you feel like you're finally getting it together. So review your goals monthly and just in general, journal everything. I like to journal gratitude. I like to journal tomorrow, today, planning all the things I have to do so that tomorrow is a successful day. I journal my goals, my long-term goals. I journal my desires as if they already happened last week. Journaling is the key to a clear mind, a sharp mind that will bring you the success that you want. Habit 100. Teach what you learn. You know, this is what I do. I learn things and then I teach them. And this actually changed everything for me. You see, the best way to learn is to teach. And I found that just making these videos for the past 3 years, just by talking about productivity, focus, explaining new concepts, when it comes to discipline, identity, and focus, I've found that just teaching these concepts has made me better at these concepts. I have gotten progressively more disciplined, more focused, more productive. There are so many resources, there are so many books to learn from, so many videos. Step 1 is to learn new things, and not just general things, but specific things. Gaining specialized knowledge, and then teaching that knowledge so you can get better and better every single day. The more you talk about something, the stronger it gets in your mind. And also, the more you think about something, the more likely it is going to happen. Your life is headed in the direction of your strongest thought. So control your thoughts. Teach what you learn every single day, and you will get better and better at what you do. There's a quote that goes, mastery requires 10,000 hours of deep focus. Habit 101, improve by 1% every single day. It all comes back to this book, Atomic Habits by James Clear. You do not rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. To get 1% better every day, you need to reduce friction between you and good habits. Ask yourself, how do I make good habits, deep work, all the good things as easy as possible to do? And number 2, add friction between you and bad habits. How do I make it as hard as possible to procrastinate, to doom scroll, to do the things that are bad for me? If you can change your habits, you change your life. Every habit is a vote for the person you choose to become. Getting 1% better every day changes everything. A life is both short and long. And it's not measured in big moments, but in these small changes you stick to consistently every day. Like, just try to get a little bit better tomorrow than you were yesterday, and even today. If you get 1% better every day, you are 37 times better at the end of the year, and that changes everything. Consistently good is better than occasionally great. The best habits you can build are the ones you can stick to for the longest time. You will always take action in alignment with your identity. I have read this book twice in my life, and if you haven't read Atomic Habits by James Clear, I urge you to read this book. It will change your life. Now you have the foundation. You don't have a discipline problem, you have an identity problem. Your identity isn't aligned with the person you want to become, and that is why the right habits, the right actions, and the right routines feel forced. So where discipline and identity perfectly meet is where you make discipline easy by using systems, and you align your identity with the success that you want, with the version of yourself who has the habits you want. This is called identity shifting, which is done through identity architecture, where essentially by upgrading your self-image, the habits will follow automatically. If you see yourself as a procrastinator, you will continue to procrastinate. If you see yourself as a person who reads books, you will read books. If you see yourself as a person who is productive and who does deep work every single day, then you will do deep work every single day with full focus. Your habits will always follow your identity. And also your identity is formed through your habits, because habits create evidence for the person you want to become. So now you have the foundation, and everything else, focus, discipline, identity, beating procrastination, eliminating distractions, everything builds on this. Now those were the 101 habits that transformed my life. If you want to go further, rebuild your discipline and identity to eliminate procrastination so you can consistently do the work you've been putting off, so you can fix your inputs, be more consistent, and be the disciplined version that you've always wanted to be. If you want to learn more, click the link in the description below. I've explained everything on the video over there. It only takes a couple of minutes. You will thank yourself later. Take care, and you got this.